before you fall for the smile that seems sincere, before you say yes to the man who sounds like every dua you've ever made. I need you to hear this. This video, yes, this one right here, was made for you. For the woman who loves Allah, who prays for a home built on faith, and who believes that goodness in a man always means safety. But sometimes it doesn't. He prays, he fasts, he quotes hadith. On the outside, he looks like the answer to every tearful dua you've whispered in sujud. But behind closed doors, he lies, he manipulates, he breaks you, not loudly, but silently. And that silence hurts even more. Just because a man looks Islamic doesn't mean he's safe to marry. Just because he talks about Deen doesn't mean he lives it. So you tell your friends, he's not that bad. You tell yourself, no one's perfect. But somewhere deep down, in the quiet corners of your soul, you feel it, a whisper. You deserve more. And maybe that whisper isn't your ego. Maybe it's Allah, gently pulling you away from a path that would destroy you. Because Islam doesn't just tell you who to marry, it teaches you who to protect your heart from. This video isn't here to shame anyone, and it's definitely not here for entertainment. It exists because too many good women who love Allah, who dream of a righteous home, end up hurt, confused, or shattered. Not because they weren't enough, but because no one warned them. So before you say yes, before you ignore another red flag, let's talk about it. The 7 types of men you should never marry. No matter how religious they look, don't scroll, don't skip. Because what you hear next could save your heart from the wrong man and lead it to the right one. Bismillah. Let's begin. Type 1. The man who uses Islam to control you. He says it's your duty to obey him. He quotes hadiths about a wife's obligations. He calls himself your qawwam, your protector, your leader. And yes, Islam does give husbands responsibility and leadership in the home. But what many forget is leadership in Islam is never about domination. It's about accountability. It's about mercy. The Prophet Muhammad was the greatest leader in history. Yet he was also the gentlest husband. He never raised his voice in anger, never humiliated his wives, never silenced them to prove a point. So if a man uses Islam to make you feel small, to silence you, to twist the Deen around his ego, that's not leadership. That's manipulation, dressed in a thobe. Yes, he has the right to guide, to set boundaries. But his responsibility is to lead with justice, not fear, with gentleness, not force. When a man's words bring you closer to fear, anxiety, and self-doubt, not Allah, that's not marriage. That's emotional exile. You start asking, am I a bad wife if I feel unheard? Is it wrong to want peace in my own home? Sister, listen closely. Obedience in Islam is an act of love, not fear. It should never feel like shackles on your heart. It should never be weaponized. The Prophet said, the best of you are the best to your wives. Not the loudest, not the most controlling, not the one with the sharpest arguments. Type number 2. The man who looks religious but acts arrogant. He wears the thobe. He keeps a beard. He recites Quran, shares hadiths, maybe even teaches others. To the world, he's the image of a righteous man. But to those closest to him, he's difficult, condescending, proud. He corrects others not to guide, but to feel superior. If you ever dare to disagree, even kindly, he reacts like you've insulted all of Islam. This isn't a man of humility. It's a man who has studied religion, but forgotten adab. The Prophet said, "No one humbles himself for the sake of Allah, except that Allah raises him." A man of taqwa doesn't need to constantly remind you of how religious he is. His character speaks louder than his tongue. His presence makes others feel seen, not small. His love lifts, it never crushes. If you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, not because you're wrong, but because his pride leaves no room for your voice, be careful. You're not in a marriage. You're on a stage, and he's the only one performing. The man who truly fears Allah. He takes advice. He self-reflects. He listens, especially to the woman he claims to love. You're not looking to marry a public speaker. You're looking for a partner. So, before you get swept away by religious appearances, ask yourself, does he live the Deen or just perform it? Because a man who preaches mercy in public but practices pride in private isn't leading with Islam. He's hiding behind it. Type number 3. The emotionally unavailable man. He provides. He pays the bills. He's physically present. To the world, he's fulfilling his duties. But when you need more than his presence, when you need his heart, he disappears. You try to open up. You cry, hoping for softness. You share your pain, and he shuts down. Or worse, he shuts you out. He calls you too emotional. He sighs while you speak, scrolls through his phone while your tears fall next to him, and slowly, you start questioning yourself. Am I too sensitive? Too needy? Too much? But sister, hear this clearly. Wanting love, presence, and emotional safety is not asking too much. It's asking for what every soul craves, connection. This man may not harm you with his hands, but his silence cuts deeper. Because the pain of being unseen, of being next to someone who won't hold your heart, is a loneliness that echoes in every room of your home. Marriage is meant to be a refuge, not a room full of unanswered prayers. Yes, men carry stress. They carry burdens they rarely speak of. But true Islamic leadership isn't about hiding behind walls of emotional distance. It's about opening doors of mercy. The Prophet Muhammad was deeply present with his wives. When Aisha, R.A., was upset, he didn't dismiss her. He noticed. He listened. He cared. Sometimes being emotionally present doesn't require a solution. It just requires showing up with gentleness. If your feelings are labeled as drama, if your pain is treated like a nuisance, that's not coldness, that's emotional cruelty. You deserve a love that listens to your silence, not just your words. That holds your heart with gentleness, not avoidance. So ask yourself, do I feel safe being vulnerable? Do I feel seen or just tolerated? Because emotional neglect doesn't scream, it whispers. And behind its calm surface is a woman grieving a love that never truly showed up. Don't marry the man who's in the room, but never in your heart. Type number 4, the man obsessed with control, not compassion. You don't need to go out. Why do you talk to them? Why do you need anyone else when you have me? At first it sounds sweet. It even feels like protection. But slowly, your world begins to shrink. Your smile fades. Your freedom vanishes. What you thought was love becomes a cage. This isn't leadership. It's control wrapped in care. Yes, Islam gives men the role of protector, but never the right to be your warden. Never the right to control your every move, under the guise of what's best for you. The Prophet, peace be upon him, led his home with mercy. He didn't monitor, he nurtured. He didn't suppress, he supported. But this man, he crosses the lines of guidance into domination. He quotes Quran, not to remind, but to silence. He advises, not to protect, but to possess. And slowly, you find yourself hesitating to laugh, to speak, to be yourself. He'll say, I'm just protecting you. But control is never about love. It's about fear. And love built on fear is not love at all. It's survival. Ask yourself, do I feel guided or guarded like property? Do I feel like I need permission to exist as me? Love doesn't isolate you. It expands you. Real Qawwam, true Islamic leadership, carries your emotional weight, not crushes your spirit. So if his love comes with a list of conditions, silence, and fear, that's not love. That's possession in religious disguise. Type number 5, the man who lies and cheats. It begins with something small, a message that's deleted, a call he hides, a story that doesn't add up. You brush it off, once, twice, again, until you realize you're no longer trusting him, you're just lying to yourself. He says you're paranoid, you're insecure, you're always looking for problems. But deep down, you know, behind that locked phone is a trail of betrayals and a heart that's already walked away. Sister, Islam forbids more than just zina. It forbids betrayal. It forbids deception. It forbids breaking someone's trust while smiling in their face. The Prophet said, there is no faith in the one who cannot be trusted. A man who lies and cheats without guilt, he doesn't just hurt you, he betrays his covenant with Allah, even if he prays, even if he gives da'wah, if he fears getting caught more than he fears Allah. He's already lost the battle for sincerity. Ask yourself, is he honest even when it's uncomfortable? Does he fear hurting you or just being exposed? Because a man who lies without blinking can lie about anything, and a man who cheats once without remorse can cheat again. Marriage built on secrets will always feel like you're sleeping next to a stranger. So, before you forgive another excuse, remember, you're not just guarding your heart, you're guarding your dignity. Type number 6, the man addicted to bad habits. He doesn't yell. He doesn't hit. He might even say, I love you. But every time you think it's safe to breathe, he slips. He disappears. His promises break. His eyes cloud with guilt, regret, and the weight of a habit that won't let go. You want to believe him, and you do, because he doesn't seem evil. He seems broken. But here's the truth. No one wants to say, love can't fix what only taqwa can. If a man is addicted to drugs, alcohol, pornography, gambling, you cannot heal that with patience alone. Your loyalty won't cure what only Allah can change. And addiction doesn't just hurt him. It destroys you. It turns you into his cover, his shield, his fixer, and eventually, his excuse. You pray for him, cry for him, lie for him, and then blame yourself when nothing changes. But Allah warns us, do not throw yourselves into destruction by your own hands. Quran 2:195. You were not created to rescue someone who refuses to climb out of the hole he's digging. Yes, make dua. Yes, have patience, but patience does not mean surrendering your soul. If he says, I'll stop after marriage, it's just a phase. I'll change once we're together. Sister, don't let fantasy silence your reality, because the man who won't leave haram now won't magically embrace taqwa later. Ask yourself, am I building a home on a foundation that's already cracking? Am I saving him or slowly losing myself? Islam doesn't expect perfection, but it forbids tying your future to someone who walks toward darkness while claiming to love the light. Before you give your heart to a man drowning in addiction, remember, you were created to be his partner, not his rehab. Type number 7, the man who's only good in public. He greets the imam with a smile. He holds the door open at the masjid. He posts Quran quotes online. To the outside world, he's the ideal Muslim man. But when the lights go off and the audience disappears, so does his mercy. His voice never rises in public, but at home, it echoes with anger. He says, Jazakallahu khair to strangers, but offers you silence. He stands for tahajjud in the masjid, but walks past your tears in the kitchen. This is the man who performs Islam, but doesn't practice it where it matters most. The Prophet Muhammad wasn't just noble on the minbar, he was gentle at home. His wives felt safe, heard, valued. There was no stage version of him, and no mask to take off behind closed doors. So beware of the man who smiles for the world, but never smiles for you. Because marriage is not about how a man acts in front of others. It's about who he becomes when no one is watching. And sometimes the hardest part is that no one will believe you. To the world, he's calm, charming, religious, but Allah sees both sides. And Allah's justice is never fooled by an image. So don't choose a man based on what the world praises. Choose based on how he makes you feel when he's most unfiltered. Because a man who preaches Islam, but withholds love at home, will expect you to fake peace, while starving you of the affection and care Allah commands him to give. That's not a husband, that's an actor. A marriage in Islam is meant to be. Marriage in Islam is not just a union between two people. It's a sacred covenant with Allah. It's meant to be built on mercy, compassion, emotional safety, and spiritual growth. Not on fear, not on control, not on silent suffering. Too many women marry men who wear the mask of piety, while their hearts drift far from the values that Islam truly stands for. If you saw pieces of your story in these 7 types, please don't ignore it. Because Islam isn't just about loving others. It's also about protecting your soul for the sake of your Lord. How do you protect yourself? Make istikhara, not as a ritual, but as an intimate conversation with Allah. Watch how He treats the weak, not just how He speaks on stage. Trust your fitrah, not society's pressure to just say yes. Look past the image, deep into the character. Remember the ayah, good women are for good men, and good men are for good women. Quran 24:26. It's not about perfection, it's about sincerity. A heart that fears Allah in private, honors others in public, and loves with accountability, not ego. And if you're already married to someone who's struggling, don't lose hope. Change is real. Growth is possible. But it begins with honesty, with faith, with facing the problem, not burying it. Healing doesn't happen through silence. It happens through courage, through truth, and through turning back to Allah. Final word for every sister watching: don't settle because you're afraid. Don't say yes just to escape loneliness, because the wrong marriage won't heal your emptiness. It will multiply it. Take your time. Ask the uncomfortable questions. Wait as long as you need to, because your heart matters. Your peace matters. You matter. Trust that when you honor Allah in your standards, Allah will honor you in your outcome. You were never created to be half loved, half seen, half respected. You were created with dignity, and the man who deserves you is the one who sees that dignity, who guards it like an amana from Allah, and who builds a home with you that reflects the beauty of this Deen, not just in public, not just in words, but in how he loves, leads, and lives. If you reach the end of this video, drop a short dua in the comments, even something simple like, Ya Allah, protect my heart. Because you never know who might say Ameen, and make that prayer count. If this message touched you, helped you, or made you feel less alone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so more hearts can benefit, inshallah.